Hey, it's your friend Cristiano, and welcome to the Queer Quest Podcast. Hello, all you fabulous souls. In this episode of the Queer Quest Podcast, I want to take you deep into my own personal journey, not just of coming out, but of coming alive. This is a story of what pride really means when you've had to fight for your own life. From the days I just tried to survive in a world that just didn't see me, to the moments that led to my breakthroughs, to now standing proud as the founder and CEO of QueerQuest. I am sharing it all. And QueerQuest is the world's first personal development platform for people in the queer community. So I'm going to be talking about the shame, the silence, the inner battles, and the awakening. I'll unpack the turning points, the queer rage, the softness, the lessons that I've learned, and what it actually means to live with queer pride in your bones. Not just during Pride Month, but every damn day. So if you've ever felt invisible, too much, or not enough, this episode is for you. You're going to leave feeling seen, inspired, and ready to reclaim your power wherever you are in your own queer quest. So if you get value out of today, which I trust that you will, then can you please do this episode a huge favor and help boost it to others in the queer community just like you by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, or reviewing us. As this does more than it's getting this episode in the hands and the eyes of the queer people who really need it most. Thank you. So let's jump in. I've never told this story like this before. Not like this. Not this open, not this raw. But it's Pride Month, and I want to talk about what pride really means to me. Not just as a celebration, as a resurrection. Because there was a time when I didn't feel proud of who I was. I didn't even feel safe being me. I felt broken. And I'm sure you understand the feeling of being broken. Like I was too much, was never enough, and all of that at the same time. But something had to change, and something did change. So this is my story from surviving the world's projections to finally stepping into my own queer power. This is my pride story. So there were years where I lived in survival mode. Years where I performed perfectly for everybody else. I was the perfect son, the perfect friend, the perfect student, the perfect person. Everything I did, I had strived for perfection. Where I wore mask photo, even I started to forget who I was underneath. I was successful. I was driven. I was put together. I led live teams of over 300 people in the corporate world. So I pushed myself to move up that corporate ladder. But beneath all that polished exterior was a traumatized little boy who didn't feel like he ever belonged anywhere ever. Who had learned that safety was in silence. And acceptance came through conformity, conforming to society, conforming to what my family wanted, conforming to what the people around me wanted from me, my employers, my team, all of the people around me. I was a conformist to the nth degree. I muted my own softness, and I had a exterior. I laughed at jokes that hurt me to my core. I buried the parts of me that felt too loud, too feminine, too real. Hey love, while I've got you, I want to gift you with something powerful. Something I wish I had when I was cracked open and crawling through the mess of heartbreak, shame, and that deep ache of, why am I like this? If you've ever felt like healing is this confusing, invisible maze where you're just surviving one emotional breakdown after another. If you've been wondering, is something wrong with me? I want you to know, you're not lost.
You're not broken, you're becoming. Most queer people were never given a roadmap for healing. We were taught to hide, to perform, and to shrink. We've been gaslit by religion, erased by culture, and taught to just get over it. But healing isn't a straight line, especially when you're queer. It's not just about feeling better. It's about coming home to your queer, radiant, whole-hour self. That's why I created the Journey to Queer Healing, a free guide that maps out the 18 emotional stages of queer healing. It's not just theory, it's your soul's survival map. You'll see where you are, what's next, and what's possible on the other side of the pain. This guide has helped hundreds of queer people realize it's not just me. I'm not behind. I finally understand what I'm going through. Download the guide today. Let it remind you, your healing isn't random. It's divine. Download it now via the link in the show notes. Or you can comment guide on this video or on any of my socials, and I'll send it directly to you. And when you're ready to go deeper, join us for the Queer Comeback webinar. Let's make your healing sacred and make your comeback legendary. I'll see you on the journey.
There was a time when I genuinely believed that being queer, being gay, being gender fluid made me less worthy of love. And that made me long it and long for it even more. And it felt so much further away from me in those moments. I know you understand what I'm talking about. I really do know you understand what I'm talking about. That I really had to try and earn that love and earn my place in the world by overachieving, overgiving, overcompensating, over everything, right? And when you live like that for long enough, you start to believe the mask is your face. But something inside me was quietly begging to be seen. I remember the day vividly. They opened. It was not a dramatic explosion, but a quiet, soul deep whisper that said, I can't do this anymore. And I couldn't. It had gone on for way, way, way too long. And I understand that you probably can relate to this as well. I was tired. I was exhausted from all of the pretending, all of the perfectionism, all of the people pleasing, from shrinking myself, from dimming my own light just to make others comfortable in my presence. And in that moment, it was messy. It was fragile. It was raw. And I made a decision to stop abandoning myself, to stop allowing others to control my life, to control my narrative, to let other people's versions of who I should be. And it wasn't easy, God no. It wasn't easy at all. The unraveling really felt like deep, deep grief. I was grieving this version of me that I thought that I had to be and I needed to be in order to survive. But that grief made so much more space and a path for truth, for authenticity, for realness. And that truth was queer. It was divine. And I was ready to rise so bloody brightly. Healing, it didn't look like a straight line. It wasn't linear. It wasn't, pathway that was easy. It was zigzaggable. It was up, it was down, it was left, it was right, it was in, it was out. It looked like coaching. It looked like therapy. It looked like friggin' rage at times. Like I was crying on the floor uncontrollably. Like I was dancing with my shirt off under the moonlight. Like reading queer books that felt like mirrors and that I was being seen for the very first time. Like meeting other people in the queer community who shared their stories with me. And through their stories, they said to me, you're not alone. This is your story too. It looked like me creating requests from years and years of repression and struggle and put it all together because I knew deep down in my core that other people needed what I needed growing up. And it was my passion, my purpose, my mission to give that to them, to create for them what I couldn't give to myself as a little boy. A space to grow, a space to heal, a space to rise in community. Not despite being queer, but in fact, because we are, right? Because we are queer, this is why it's being created. Now, there were days that I spin out in myself. And sometimes there are moments that I do still do that myself, right? Because we're human, we're not perfect, and we never strive for perfection, just progress. But there were also days that I looked into the mirror and I said, "You're not broken, you're coming." And I started seeing myself for the very first time, staring back at me and seeing a spark of joy, a spark of love, a spark of pride. And slowly, I stopped performing. I started being my true, authentic self, day by day, moment by moment. And today, pride means something entirely different to me. It's not about being loud for the sake of it. It's about being hit. It's about waking up and choosing to love the parts of me that were once labeled and called unlovable. It's about reclaiming softness as strength. It's about working into rooms, whether they're real or virtual, on Zoom, and saying to myself and to others, this is me, this is all of me, and I am worthy, and I belong here, just like everybody else, right? We're all human, and all humans should have equality when it comes to opportunities and rights. I know that not every human is created equal, but we should all have equal rights and opportunities across the board, no matter who you are. Every single person's life on this planet should be valued equally. I really, really do believe that. Yes, I know that there are different layers of who you are and your value can be seen differently, but when we look at people's lives, every life should be valued equally. And I'm talking 1,000,000% inclusive of every single person of the LGBTQA plus community, the queer community. And if that's you, I want you to still feel like you are that worthy person as well. Hey babe, quick moment before we dive back in. I have a question for your soul. Have you ever felt like you lost yourself somewhere along the way? Maybe it was the breakup that shattered you, or the years spent hiding, bending, blending just to feel safe. Or maybe it's the quiet ache that whispers there has to be more to this life than just surviving. Well, I want to invite you to something that's not just a webinar. It's a comeback, a queer one, a sacred, fabulous, F the rules kind of comeback. It's called the Queer Comeback Webinar. And inside, I'm sharing the 3 secrets every queer soul needs to know to come home to themselves, unapologetically, spiritually, powerfully. This isn't about fixing you because you're not broken. This is about remembering who the F you are. If you're tired of dimming your light, people pleasing, or playing small just because of society's judgment, come. This is your moment. Not someday, not when, you're more ready. Now. Tap the link in the show notes or just comment "come back" and I'll send you the link. Reserve your free spot now. And if you're multitasking right now, pause this video for just 1 second and do this for you. Your comeback isn't deserved, it's overdue. I'll see you there, my love. Well, and I know that me telling this story, this isn't just my own story. This is our story. A story of survival, of waking up, of authenticity, of radical self-love. And it's still being written every single day that we choose to live with pride. Every single month of the year where we have to focus on life, not just Pride Month, should be us choosing to live with pride. So if you're out there listening to this and you're still hiding, you're still pretending, you're still hurting, you're still trying to find your way back to yourself, please hear this. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are a masterpiece in motion. Your penis is not a burden. It's a blessing. You're not here to fit in. You're here to break open, to heal, to love, to lead, to live. Let this Pride month that we are in right now be your moment. Let it be the month that you remember that you're here just to survive. You are here to thrive. I'm talking thrive to the nth millionth degree, meaning you should have abundance in life. You should be able to find love and joy and be filled with gratitude and pride. Like I said, not just this month, but every single month and every single moment. And I know that's going to be difficult at times to get to that place. But that's why we'll class it as a journey, not a destination. In the doing, in the being, it's where the pride becomes. That is where it starts. So thank you for listening to this piece of my very own heart. If something in this episode has resonated with you and resonated with you deeply, share it, please. Share it with a friend. Comment below. Let us know that this has tapped into something within you. Share with a fellow queer human, with someone who really, 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 really might need a reminder that they're not alone, just like you once did. Maybe this is your moment that you found out that you're not alone. There are people out there who are just like you, who are here to support you, who are here to love you for your authentic self. So give that gift to someone else in the queer community and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're ready to go even deeper into your own healing, your own growth, your own power, your own queer excellence, then come join the movement Queer Quest Pro. We're building something absolutely magnificent and beautiful. And I would truly, and I say this with absolute love, would love to have you on the journey. So check out the resources in the show notes below. It might just be the queer comeback that you've been waiting for. Now, this very moment is the first step of your comeback. This moment in time is your queer revolution. And look at everything in the world that's going on. We all need a queer revolution right now. And this entire lifetime that you are living is your opportunity for pride. So until next time, stay soft, stay strong, stay grateful, and most of all, stay proud. I love you. And always, always remember that you've got this and I've got you. Bye for now.
Hey love, before you go, I need to tell you something important. You weren't meant to do this healing journey alone. You weren't meant to figure out your queer identity, your purpose, your healing, your worth in silence. So if you've been listening and thinking, I'm ready, I want to transform, I want to live fully, I just don't know how, this is your sign. This is your queer comeback. Welcome to Queer Quest Pro, a revolutionary 12-month journey of queer healing, growth, and transformation in every area of your life. From your mental and emotional health to your spiritual connection, purpose, finances, identity, relationships. This is your full circle evolution. We guide you month by month through the queer wellness wheel of life with workshops, live coaching, quests, rituals, and a global community of queer souls rising together. It's the place for woke queer humans who are ready to rise unapologetically. Because healing is hard, but healing in community, that's sacred. And baby, you deserve sacred. Are you ready to live a life that actually feels like yours? Click the link in the show notes to join us now. Doors are open. We're waiting for you inside. This is your comeback. Don't miss it.